Welcome back to the Pulse. Now, GSL Code S has been going on, but so too has GSL Code A. We don't have a nice long recap for that ready, but we do have this. Dan, what are we looking at?
That's right. We want to also preview the matches for next week. The winners of these series will get a Code S spot for next season, which will be Heartless Swarm. So root for your favorites. But we have to highlight match number 3. What? Flash versus Rain. Are you kidding me? It's the battle of the two most hyped Kespa players. I can't wait. I am staying up. I am buying chips. I am buying salsa.
I'm buying salsa,
I'm getting
hot dogs, chili cheese,
chicken wings, cheese dip.
It's good. Mark your calendars, guys. Set the date.
Big energy.
When do those games happen, by the way?
Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday night. I think it's Monday for us in
Large
South Korea.
fries, Mountain Dew, America.
Boss, we're not going to be here on Wednesday.
Flash versus Rain.
We'll be 4 hours late.
What do you guys think? Predictions, quick. Flash or Rain?
Rain. You see these games against Keen?
Flash.
My heart says Flash, but my brain says let it rain.
Andre?
I think Rain has a better PvT style than Flash.
I think Rain too. But I always think Rain.
Of course, like, that's really hard for me to say because, of course, Flash, I've grown up with him, as all of you guys have, really. But I think Rain just overall understands PvT a lot better than Flash.
Speaking of predictions, the votes are in from the GSL Code S poll. This is who you guys picked to be the next GSL champion. You said Tasia, so y'all all listen to your hearts.
Seriously. I was not expecting people to agree with me.
I'm going for the underdog symbol in this, but I'm glad Tasia's
I do
the
want
number 1
to
poll.
highlight Curious a little bit, because even though, like, yes, he played the Pro Tools in the quarterfinal, but I think Curious played so well. Certainly
good.
game number 2. Like, I love this Muda play.
Really good.
I was really blown away, but from now on he's not going to play any PvZ anymore. But he also took out MC back then in the group stage already 2-0 as well, and he played, back then was a little bit more turtley, but he just overall looked really solid, at least in ZVP.
GSL Code S is not the only StarCraft that has been happening in Korea. The SK Planet Pro League has recently concluded its Round 3, Week 3 of play, and here's what happened. The SK Planet Pro League is back. After taking some time off for the Lunar New Year, Pro League teams reassembled and returned to the battlefield for another week of action. Here's a look at the overall standings after the conclusion of Round 3, Week 3 play. You might notice a couple new names occupying the top of the list. Now let's look and see how they got there. One of the hurdles CJ had to cross to claim their now second place spot in the league was the Evil Geniuses. Nothing tells the story better than this dejected look on Jaedong's face. Only Stefano being able to take a single map as the rest of EG would be crushed. CJ wins the match 4-1. The Woongjin Stars would continue their climb to the top of the league on the backs of Soulkey and Flying, and they would do it amidst KT's continued struggles. KT Rolster's lone win against Woongjin would not come from action, nor would it come from Crazy Hydra, nor would it come from Flash. No, KT's lone star was Zest, showing off some solid control and hammering home the Immortal Sentry play to take out Zero. In KT Rolster's only win of the series, Woongjin Stars takes out KT 4-1. Over to SKT1 versus Samsung Khan and Best versus Reality. Best was a monster in Brood War because his macro was just so much better than everyone else's. With macro being a little bit easier in StarCraft II, Best really hasn't had the opportunity to show off those superior mechanics. At least not until this game versus Reality. Impeccable macro, great unit control, and some strong harass would net a win for Best en route to SKT1's 4-0 sweep of the streaking Samsung Khan. Argo and Terminator continue to be consistent performers for Team 8, both picking up wins against the then bottom-ranked Team STX Seoul, but the rest of the roster couldn't follow up on the great play from the two anchors. Comet versus Baby really personified the entire series. Team 8 players opened well, got themselves into strong positions, and then overextended only to be punished and eventually overrun. STX Seoul wins 4-2, passing EGTL and taking up the 7th place spot in the league. With Tasia performing exceptionally well in the GSL, much hype and hope was laid on his return to the Pro League. He had been out for weeks recovering from injury, but rumor had it that he was in top form after his time off. He certainly looked strong in the opening moments against Free, constantly denying the 4th base while continually harassing in other places, but Free was less impressed than Flash. Taking the punches and then just marching across the map and killing Tasia in what proved to be one of the most anticlimactic games of the week. and ultimately one of the most one-sided series. The Woongjin Stars stay hot, taking out EG Team Liquid 4-0. KT Rolster's hopes and dreams truly ride on the shoulders of Flash. When he wins, the team follows suit. But when he loses, the same can be said. And when he loses like this, hearts break and KT crumbles. We certainly can't say that Flash doesn't play exciting games, as this base race against Bong truly was nail-biting all the way down to the final moments. The real key here, Flash failing to save either a command center or an SCV, while Bong was able to sneak a probe up into Flash's main and rebuild his Nexus. Another loss for the ultimate weapon, and KT goes down 0-4 to CJ, also dropping to 3rd place overall in the Pro League. SKT1 looks like they finally started playing some serious StarCraft, picking up another big win versus Team 8. Baby packed in a win, and Terminator made it rain all over Fantasy. Grubby might ask, how's the weather? But at the end of the day, wins from rain and the rest of the SKT Zergs meant a 4-2 victory for SK Telecom T1. Great play. Our game of the week goes to Flash versus Flying on Antigua Shipyard. Flash mixing it up a little with some heavy marine aggression after his fast expansion. Check out this micro from Flying. Losing a single Stalker, but otherwise fantastic control, and he follows up with a sick mind game. Flash pushing out again with Bio and a lot of SCVs. Flying sees it, manages to drop a pylon right where Flash can see it, and immediately check out the reaction. Flash pulls back and bunkers up, anticipating a big gateway all in, but that's not what's going on. Flying has taken to 3rd base, and after a couple of minutes of strong macro, he marches out to meet Flash in the middle of the map. He crushes him. So many Zealots, and Flash is absolutely overwhelmed. GG is called as Flying takes home a great victory with some beautiful control and some very intelligent mind games. Our player of the week for Week 3 action, we're going to give it to all the SKT1 Zergs as they managed to nab 5 of SKT's 8 wins in Week 3. Charging SKT1's run up the ladder and putting them in 4th place in the league, Saxry, Sue, and S2. Of course, with Rain anchoring the lineup, this SKT1 team is suddenly looking very, very scary. Look to see more great play out of them in coming weeks. That does it for the Pro League wrap-up. Back to the desk. Lots of great news out of the Pro League. Fantasy Pro League has also been very fun, but easily the biggest and the best and the most exciting news of all, Hitman is gonna play. In like 24 hours, KT Rolster has finally pulled out their secret weapon. They've lost 5 matches in a row, not a single win in round 3, and they've said, you know what, we were gonna save them for the playoffs. But the time has come. We have got to bust him out now. Hitman versus Puma happens in the KT versus EGTL match. It's going to be going on Tuesday in Korea, Monday here in the United States. And all I have to say is free Pro League points. Puma ain't got no chance.
You know what the best part is? That like Ben convinced me to trade for Hitman on my fantasy league. I'm like, all right, I'm going to finally do it. Got action off, and I got Hitman.
And that's the best move you'll have ever made, man. That's guaranteed points. Not only will Hitman, I promise you he will beat Puma, but he's going to correct the ship. KT's going to start winning again. It's going to be 2 points a week from here on out.
It's a lot of pressure putting on him, but
none. He can handle it. He's a boss. He's a boss. And I know this.
Hitman made 5 smooth transitions in one game.
I know this based on one game that I've casted. It doesn't matter that he's only played one other game and he lost that one.
It is kind of crazy. They only literally used him twice in like the entire Pro League
and he's
season.
so good.
But you don't know that.
I do.
So he's 1-1, right?
Yeah, he won the first.
Clean slate.
The one game.
Exactly.
He's fine.
It's you know, it's a new game. It's a new day.